Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be discussing the 5 books that I read in the month of May. I only read 5 books. My average tends to be like 7, 8 books. So it's been a few months that I've been kind of like in a reading slump, life slump type of thing. So I haven't been reading as much, but I might be picking the pace back up. I don't fucking know. Anyways, let's get into it. I don't remember what I rated these things. Okay, one sec. Okay, first up is What Lies in the Woods by K. Alice Marshall. I actually read a majority of this in the month of April and then literally finished the last 50 pages in the month of May, and it took me forever because I was in a reading slump and I was listening to this. So this is kind of embarrassing because it's so short and I was listening to it and it took me forever and a day to finish it. But my final rating is a 4 star. Don't actually quote me on that because I'm looking at my Goodreads and you can't do 0.5s or 0.25 or whatever. And so I actually don't know the exact rating. I'll put it here once I look at my Fable, because you can't look at your Fable on the computer. Weird. Anyways, 4 stars. I did enjoy it. It was a bit predictable for me for one of the things, but something else I didn't predict. If you guys don't want to know what this is about because it's a mystery thriller type of thing, skip to here. In case you guys do want to know what it's about this girl. She has these 2 friends, and when they were like 8 years old, she got stabbed like 17 times or something like that and miraculously survived. And then they put someone away for that attempted murder. They're a hero, blah, 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 blah. Now, fast forward 20 years later or whatever, the guy that they put away died in prison. And so the main girl decides to go back to her hometown to like see her other 2 friends to talk about it and whatever. One of the friends reveals something and then goes missing. The main girl who got stabbed when she was younger starts to put pieces together about what really happened when they were kids. It's a fun time. I did enjoy the audiobook. I recommend it. Next, I read The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. For me, you can read this either first, second, third, or fourth. I chose to do it fourth. Now, am I kind of regretting that decision? A little bit. I am not regretting the fact that I read it later on into the series, not the first one, but I wish I read it third instead of fourth, low key, because after Air of Fire, I just wanted to read Empire of Storms, and I unfortunately had to read this first. So it kind of like put me off. It took me forever to read this book because I was in a slump and I was just like, I just want to read Empire of Storms. I rated it a 4 star, I think, or a 3.75. Again, I'll put it on the screen. This is basically like 5 novellas put together. It is a good time, but it's basically about Selena, our main female character in the entire series. It basically shows you how she became the world's greatest assassin and how she ended up into the salt mines that she ended up in. You know what I mean? So, and then it also shows her falling in love with a certain person and then something happens. I didn't expect to cry, but I actually did cry. But yeah, again, it's like just 5 novellas put together, and they're every single one is taken place in a different part of this world. So it's pretty fun. I liked seeing the backstory of our main female character as to why she was acting the way that she was in the first book, Throne of Glass, and stuff like that. And then it was also fun, since I didn't read this first, it was fun, like some scenes I was like, oh my god, she talked about this to like Dorian and stuff, so like this is fun. That's why I don't regret not reading it first. So my suggestion is to read it third. Not that you guys care. Next, I read The Tenant by Frida McFadden. I rated this a 4 star. I really did enjoy it. I read it on my Kindle and I was reading it super freaking fast. Like each chapter is so short. Like they were like 3 minutes. There was the odd time where there was like a chapter that was 16 minutes long. Most of the chapters were really short. This is a mystery thriller, so again, if you don't want to know, jump to here. But if you do want to know, here's what it's about. It's about this girl. sorry. It's about this guy named Blake, and he has his life set, okay? He has a fiance, he lives in a beautiful home, he just got promoted at his firm, so he just got a raise and all that good shit, right? One random day, he gets called to the office and gets fired because he got accused of selling the ideas of this company to another company, and they didn't want to hear what he had to say about it. So now he's struggling to pay the mortgage on the house and whatever. So his fiance suggests to bring in a tenant to kind of rent a room, so then there's kind of like an extra income, right? While he's trying to find a job. He starts interviewing a bunch of tenants, and they're all wackadoodle crazy until this one girl, Whitney, comes, and she seems normal, and so she moves in, and then things start to go crazy. There's weird smells, weird things happening, things getting stolen, blah 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 blah. So then he's going fucking crazy, and she's just like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's just a whole thing. And then the fiance's like, what the fuck is happening? I did not expect the ending. I mean, towards the ending, I did expect it, but like at the beginning, I had no clue what was going on, but it was fun. Next, I read The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off Campus series. Now I'm sure everyone and their mother and their dog are reading this book right now because of the show that just came out. Now, I read these books 2 years ago, so I've already read it before it even became a whole thing, right? But I wanted to reread it because of the show coming out, and I really wanted to watch the show so freaking bad, but I wanted to reread the books first, so I finally picked it up. I finally started watching the show. Am I done it? No, but I will be soon. But The Deal, I rated it a 4.25, I believe. The first time around, I rated it a 4, but this time I rated it a 4.25. It was so fun. Honestly, it might be a 5-star. I don't even know, because ever since I read it for the first time, I was thinking about it this whole time. Even 2 years later, I was like, oh yeah, like I remember this, I remember that, whatever. And I've wanted to reread the series anyways. And the show coming out was a great excuse, right? So, but yeah, I'm sure everyone knows what this is about. But basically, this is about Garrett and Hannah, and Garrett needs a tutor because he failed an exam and needs to do better on the makeup test, and he sees that Hannah aced the test, so he's trying to convince her to tutor him, and she's just like, no, I have so many things going on, I'm not tutoring you, let alone a hockey boy, right? And then he ends up convincing her because she has a crush on this football player, and he's just like, I'll fake date you if you tutor me, so then it'll make him jealous. And so they strike a deal, and they do that, and obviously fall in love. So I really did enjoy. I ate this up, honestly. I read it in like 24 hours. It was great, and it's not that long either. It's like just over 300 pages, or just under 400, something like that. It was fun. I liked it. Now, not last but not least, I read Storm of Secrets and Sorrow by Melissa K. Rorick. This is the second book in the Legacy series. Yes, I rated this a 4-star. I enjoyed it, but again, I was in a slump. So I don't know if it took me forever because I was in a slump, or if it took me forever because I was just not interested in the story. Probably the first option. But I'm still gonna continue the series. Obviously, it was a 4-star. The first one was a 5. This picks up right after the first book, and there's a lot of things happening. And it's more of a why choose than the first one. So be prepared for that. I was not prepared for that. I've never read a why choose, so I was kind of like, what is going on? Yeah, there's a lot of female rage, and there's a lot of like Tessalyn, our main female character, she's going crazy. Okay, there's a lot of moments where she's like literally like going insane, and I'm just like, what is happening? But you're learning a lot of information about Tessalyn's past, why everyone is so against Tessalyn, and people are going after her. And then you have Theon, who's trying to like make Tessalyn trust him, but then she's just like going fucking insane. It's like a whole thing. But then you also get Axel's point of view in this one, which is Theon's brother. You get Axel's point of view in this one, so you see his point of view in a lot of things, and you see a lot of different things that you wouldn't if you were just in Tessa Lynn's and Theon's point of view, because he does a lot of things behind their back, sort of, and you see him kind of exploring a relationship with another character, even though it's forbidden, and it's amazing. These are all the books I read in the month of May. Hopefully I read a little bit more in June, but it's not looking like it because I'm not in any mood to read lately. I don't think there's any 5 stars, which is kind of upsetting. Oh well. What can you do? Let me know if you guys have read any of these books or if you're planning on reading any of these books. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.